Thank you for tuning in to Straight Up Talk. It's your Mayor Mo Green. And there's no major topic today, but just a brief, let's just say discussion, open discussion. Well, let me share with y'all today, and I should have did a vlog, but let me share what happened with y'all today. So me and my son, we go ahead and we go out to go see the new Avengers movie, Endgame. The movie was absolutely amazing, magnificent. I think it's going to possibly be the best movie of 2019. But going forward, me and him go see the movie, and then afterwards we go eat at Chili's. Now, while we're eating at Chili's, I'm asking him about school and whatnot, and because now he got a few friends which he's never had in school, and me and him just talking. Well, I'm trying to get him to talk. He's really being vague with his answers and stuff. Well, anyway, the subject came up about, um, do he kick it with his friends at lunchtime? Man, he gave me like three different, vague ass answers. And as a parent, you know your kids. You know when your kids is trying to go around from answering you, so they give all kind of other explanations which really don't match with the story or with your question that you're asking. So it brought off a little red flag to me. So I'm asking them, why you not kicking in with your friends at lunchtime? So anyway, one of the other answers he gave is that I don't want to be late to my class when it starts, which my son do walk slow and whatnot. But still, that was a little kind of like whack ass excuse. So me and him go into it and I dig deeper. Now, while I'm digging, he's really not trying to answer. He's just trying to shut off, which I don't allow that to be a pass. When your kids just shut off, that's when you should actually dig a little bit more. Fuck that, oh, they just shutting down because they don't want to talk. No, that's an easy cop out for them not to talk to you. Not necessarily getting on their ass, but you need to be concerned as a parent and dig in and figure out what the hell is going on. So anyway, I'm ranting. Anyway, so got into it and I asked him and he said pretty much he don't like people. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't like people? Well, when people are in the way, when I tell them to move out of the way because I'm trying to get into class, they just look at me or, they ignore me. And this is part of the problem of today, and I am guilty of doing this. When my son was a little kid, all his little situations and fights or anything he got into is because his social skills is not up to par like so many other kids. Okay? I jumped in and I saved the day. Mommy or daddy jumped in and saved the day. And that is the wrong thing to do. That pretty much shows the kid that he doesn't have to build his social skills and learn how to deal with things himself. So that little kid doesn't stay a kid forever. That kid actually grows up and has to deal with life. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, like, dude, you gotta demand your respect. You gotta demand your respect. And your social skills is low. If somebody's in your way, excuse me, I'm trying to get to this location or I'm trying to get over here. And if somebody look at you funny and totally disregard you, push their ass up out of the way. As quickly as they disrespect you is as quickly as you need to disrespect them. In a lightweight way, that's like an eye for an eye. So, there's a lot of people in the world that are very passive, like my son, this situation. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm seeing that the future generation social skills is completely warped. And it's very scary. I understand that a lot of kids are not fighters. They do a lot of this. And their whole thing is to do this and to intimidate. A lot of them even intimidate by groups. If you ever notice, if you ever just sit back and watch, like some of these grown ass people now, they intimidate in groups, social media, groups, their little friends, groups. They never do it one-on-one. And I noticed that adults are doing the same thing. These are kids that have grown up to adults due to this new technology world and the lack of parenting. And like I said, I am guilty of doing some of these things. Reason why I'm speaking on this right now is because understanding and knowing this, my son is 15 years old. And I understand that I have to do my best to break him out of that. But I do understand that I can't force my child to really, I can only suggest on certain things of like that. And he has to find his way. My son, like so many other kids, they can't hear, they can feel. And me speaking all day or trying to tell him like I've been telling him since he's a kid has been ignored and substituted for video games and other things. He's not social, and that's a problem. Not being socially, not being able to socially interact with people make you socially awkward, and now you don't want to be outside or you don't want to deal with people at all is because you don't know how to communicate with them, because you can't communicate with them with a keypad or with your phone playing. Of course you can talk through your phone, and that's what most people do right now, texting, but they don't know how to deal with people one-on-one. I want to say this, and I'm gonna actually put it out like this. There's a lot of people also that's passive aggressive. They're non-violent people. There's a lot of people that don't fight, ain't never been in a fight, but they see a lot of TV or their friends and they do a lot of this. If you guys don't see that that's a problem right now, you guys got some serious issues. You got some serious issues. I'm working on my son right now, but like I said, he got to feel. He says he's not afraid of fighting, but then again, he's afraid of confrontation, like so many others. If you see your kid, if you know, or you have a nephew, niece, and you see where they're socially awkward is because they lack of communication with others, dig into that and see what the root of the problem is. Apparently, I see what mine is, what my situation is, and I'm sorry to say it, but a lot of video games, need to be taken out of the household. Period. Is because the lack of communication, even with family, that's where you get your best practice from. So that's my approach. That's how I'm gonna deal with it. But for these grown folks that do this, I call it cowardly bullying. Like they afraid for one-on-one confrontation. If they do a lot of this. I'm not MLK at all. At all. I don't look to start fights, but I definitely finish them. And I suggest you pop them in their mouth. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of grown folks, well grown, that do that shit. Pop them in their mouth. That's what my grandmother would say. Pop them in their mouth. See what they do. 95% of the time they're going to hold their mouth. They're going to cry or run off. And let's be real here. This world right now and the way the laws are made, you got so many cowards that get hit and they run to the cops. They run and want to put up a lawsuit. So I got two suggestions. Pop them in their mouth or completely annihilate them verbally. Because they don't know how I feel. They just think that they can get away with it because they have a record of getting away with the shit. And it's a world full of cowards. Well, anyway, man, I ranted too much, dude. This shit went on fucking, 9 minutes and 20-something seconds. Anyway, got that off my chest, man. I wanted to share that with y'all. I just found that shit crazy, but it's happening. It's happening in the world. But anyway, like I always say, sky's the limit, and we're going to continue to go straight up. Peace.